To the final conversation this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. It's one that promises to glow. That's the word. There's a lot of bling going on here. And I've got Kiki Okewale. Yes, ours is okay, not okay. Kiki Okewale right here with me. Now, she's from Blings and Blanks Academy, a leading crafts company specializing in the creation of exquisite dresses, accessories, and unique pieces using rhinestones, DTF, and subliminal techniques. It's such a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
I like the fact that the modern way of referring to yourself when you have a business is usually lead instructor. Before, it used to be either CEO, MNI. You show that you are directly involved in the business.
Absolutely.
So tell us about Blings and Blanks, especially the Blanks. I'm quite curious about the Blanks.
You actually mentioned something like that. So sublimation is what we call blanks. The material are usually blank before you put in your work on it, and then it becomes a sublimated item. Okay. So that's the Blings and the Blanks.
The Blings and the Blanks. Now, so these days, fashion has evolved so much so that people do a lot of things with their clothes and all. And I just wonder, what is it with the stones? Like, what do you do with them? Are they that versatile?
Oh, yeah. You see that embellishment can actually turn something very basic to something extraordinary.
Absolutely.
And as it is right now, you mentioned that, fashion has actually evolved a lot, and that's definitely, it has a lot to do with embellishment, with rhinestone, with you being able to transform an outfit into something extra. When you see all the red carpet outfits, Met Gala, AMVC, you see a lot of embellishments and stuff. Beadwork, rhinestones, they're all embellishments. So it's very, very versatile, and it just really makes you stand out.
Taking a look at your top, for example, when I see it, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's gorgeous. But then I just imagine without the stones, will it give that same effect? Probably not. But then if I was to make this outfit, for example, what would it cost me?
Okay, so it would definitely not look the same without rhinestone. It would still be a cape, but without the rhinestone. So the rhinestone gives it that extra look. And it's something very simple, but yet it makes you really stand out. This will cost about 60,000 naira.
60?
Yeah.
Is it more for the efforts? Because these days, people try to, do a lot of really fancy stuff with their clothing and all. Why is it that clothes are so expensive now? Like
materials are actually very expensive now. This used to go for 45,000 naira. Okay. But with all the inflation and price hike, everything has become really expensive. But I would really say, this is one of our best sellers, so I wouldn't say it is expensive. It's for a target audience. It's not for everyone. For those that really love embellishment, rhinestones, it's okay. And, it's the quality of the rhinestone that actually matters. You might see something similar with lesser quality rhinestones, and they will be cheaper.
That brings me to what I was going to ask you, actually. I was going to ask about, yes, there's better quality rhinestone, yes, but we all know that sometimes when you have clothes that are stoned, by the time it goes through a round of washing, or 2 or 3, you start seeing holes in your design.
that is, if you go through the right process, and that's what my academy does. We've trained over 20,000 people in rhinestone embellishment, Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And so we teach you how to do it right, how to do it well. It goes through washing and it stays still. There's something that holds it to the clothing. If that thing is loose, and then of course it will fall off. But if you do it the right way, it's not going to fall off. Sometimes the rhinestone outlives your clothing.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me put it to you now. What's the guarantee on this stuff, for example, this cape of yours? What's the guarantee? Like, someone gets it, and the person is thinking, in a year's time now, all these stones that have come out. How long?
We have people who have bought capes 5 years.
And it's still looking the same.
Absolutely, because apart from the fact that if it's done well, we also tell you how to take care of your clothing. So it's not just about buying; it's also knowing how to care for your clothing.
Okay, so your academy, Blings and Blanks. I was actually going to ask about some T-shirts you recently made, but we'll talk about that after.
Okay.
Your academy, Blings and Blanks. What is it about? What do you do in general?
So I'm more focused on women. We do have a couple of men, but it's more like an empowerment for women. You know, I strictly say that it's a fight against poverty because it's really something you can start with minimal effort. You don't need a space, you don't need big equipments to start. You can start with your iron and the clothing you want to use, and of course the rhinestone. So you can start really small. So we use it as a way to reach out to women, to let them know that, you know, you can actually start something with what you have. And so that's why we have the one we use as empowerment, and we have the paid class. So we do this thing every 3 months, where we also have a webinar, and I teach them hands-on how to work with rhinestone. And it's been really interesting because even for the paid one, we've had a lot of people pay for the class. And that's because, you know, a lot of fashion entrepreneurs, they want to know how to stand out, how to make their outfits extra.
Yeah.
You know, after you make the outfit, how do you set yours apart and make it different from others? So it's been going really great. And the academy started about a year ago, even though I've been in the fashion business for about 10 years. I've always been doing it, and it was based on the need. And people always coming to, you know, can you teach me this? That we started the academy.
Now, you talked about the fact that you do the empowerment. Now, there's a woman watching you right now thinking, oh, I'd like to key into that. I cannot afford the academy yet. Or, oh, let me go see what it's like. Maybe if it's something I find really interesting, I might want to pay for the class. How does one partake in the empowerment session?
So it's very simple. Follow our page, Blinks and Blanks. We have the program. We had one last week. We would have another one in another 2 weeks. Okay. And apart from that, I'm going to have a physical one in July to celebrate my birthday. So I want to...
July, what is your birthday then?
July 10.
What? That's my sister's birthday?
Yes, July 10.
Cool.
So I want to train 100 women.
Okay.
I've got the venue already. I want to train them hands-on and also pick a couple of them to actually give materials to start. So it's more than just, you know, showing you how to do it. It's also impacting and giving you the material, because it's not enough to just train. Yeah. A lot of people train, but if you don't have the capacity to start, then the training is, you know, you don't get to use it. So I intend to do that July 10. But if they're not in Lagos or they're not in Nigeria, they can always join the online webinar. Okay. So they should just follow the page. Information is there. There's a lot of information on our Instagram page and Facebook.
I find this really commendable. But of course, these activities of yours have to be funded. So I'm wondering, the wider scope, what do you do, Kiki? What are the things you do?
Okay, so I wear many hats.
It's obvious.
I'm a fashion entrepreneur, like I said, started my business. I have a garment factory where we actually produce for other fashion entrepreneurs. So this started during the pandemic, you know, when everybody was looking inwards. The inflation, the dollar, people couldn't import things, and they were looking inwards. So boutiques started reaching out to us. We started our garment factory, and that has been going very well. We now produce for a lot of companies, both locally and internationally. I have a one-stop store where we sell everything fashion from head to toe. Fabrics, shoes, bags, ready to wear. I mean, ready to wear.
Okay, now I can tell how it's funded. I just saw a T-shirt on TV now.
Okay.
With rhinestones. And I know that you did something quite similar for your Views Children's Day celebration. Tell us about that. How did you pull that out?
So I was so excited to actually get the call. You know, I've always wanted to partner with TVC. You know, you do great work.
Oh, nice.
So when they reached out to me, the time was so short, but we made it happen. So what you have on the T-shirt is called DTF. It's called Direct to Film. Okay. So the design goes on a film, and then I transfer it onto the fabric. And, you know, I mean, it was such a pleasure to partner with TVC. And that's how that works.
If someone wants to make that, maybe when someone sees it for the Children's Day celebration and decides, I'd like to key into this, what would it cost?
So that costs 10,000 per T-shirt. Wow. Yeah, so there are different qualities of T-shirts, actually. It depends on which one, but there's a basic that I use that I know that my brand can actually still work with. So we start from the minimum of 10,000, and then it goes above. Don't forget that that doesn't have rhinestone. So it's more of DTF. So the ones with rhinestone, it starts from like 12,000 naira, and it goes upward. But there's one that is really, really selling right now, and that's the sublimation one. I don't know if you saw it, the one that you have the picture, and then you put rhinestone.
You know what? We're going to continue this conversation because we have to go have breakfast, okay? We have breakfast for you, and I'm pretty sure it's something you will enjoy.
Really?
I'm pretty sure about that. Okay. So let's head straight to the kitchen right now.
All right.